So what do we do when the stress of the world or world events or local events are causing us stress? When we feel like we can't rest or relax or find peace because things are in turmoil around us. This could be economic, political, or otherwise. But we all know the stress when there are factors in our environment that are causing us to feel unsettled, to feel like we have to keep thinking about them. We have to focus on the quote-unquote problems, or else we're afraid they'll get out of control, or we'll miss something important. So what do we do in these moments? How do we find peace? How do we clarify presence when there are things going on around us that feel like unrest? Well, this is the beauty of meditation, specifically meditation in unbound consciousness. If you have 30 minutes, or even 20 minutes, or perhaps more time, an hour, to just sit, to put away distractions, to not occupy yourself with anything pressing, then you can explore in this way. Start by sitting, again, putting away any distractions such as your phone, screens. Get into a comfortable posture, but not one that encourages you to fall asleep. And then just take a couple deep breaths. Take in the environment, the sounds, the feelings, the emotions, the contact points between your body and the surfaces you're sitting on or your feet on the floor, where your hands are in contact with one another, where your back is in contact with a cushion. Feel the air moving over your skin. Just get in touch with the senses, check in. And then let's turn our attention to the thoughts. What thoughts are stirring? What are the concerns out there? Now here's the thing. When we feel like we have to manage something or pay attention to something out there, outside of our immediate experience, it's stressful. Because fundamentally we know we can't actually do that. This is why we're so compelled to keep watching the news or searching for more information. Because we know that the forces out there are beyond our control, the events, the circumstances. But a key insight is that the circumstances out there aren't really what's stressing us out, what's causing us to feel unrest, what's causing us to feel like we're struggling with experience, we're charged, we're triggered. It's actually our reaction to our own thoughts about it. So when we realize this, we realize that everything we need to find rest, to find peace, is already in our immediate experience. When we knowingly disconnect ourselves from the outside world, the world beyond the immediate senses and consciousness and thoughts, then we're already in contact with everything that's needed to find and cultivate peace. So when we take that approach and we just ask ourselves what it is that's stressing us right now, what is it we're worried about, then let the thought come. The thought may come saying, I'm worried that this financial crisis will cause me to lose money, lose security. Or I'm worried that this political unrest will directly affect the people I love, or even myself. Whatever the thought is, when you genuinely ask yourself what it is you're stressed about, concerned about, frustrated with, let that thought come fully. Welcome it 100%. Let the thought in. That's all we're concerned with at this point. All of your attention, all of your heart and mind can go right to that one thought. Let that thought come close. Stretch out. Feel all aspects of it. From the bottom to the top, the inside to the outside, the front to the back. Feel what that thought is made of. Perhaps that first thought comes, and then another thought follows it that says, and I don't want that thought to be here. That thought scares me. That thought is uncomfortable. Then that's fine. That's the thought that we need to really come in contact with, the fear thought. The thought that says, I don't want to think about this. I don't want to know about this. Or I wish it wasn't happening. Just let that thought be there. Feel it fully. What is the thought made out of experientially? What is the stuff of experiencing that thought right now? The stuff that is so close that we can't even find the division between the thinker and the thought. The space that simultaneously encloses or makes up the sense of me, the thinker, the fluidity of the thought, the structure and movement of the thought, and any space around is all just this knowingness, this spaciousness. That's the key. The key is to move toward, to come in contact with, to explore directly. As if you're walking into a mist or dissolving into a pool of water. This is how it feels when the sense of the thinker dissolves into the thinking material consciousness, until there's just consciousness, moving, forming, reforming, dissipating, contracting, expanding. Any thought form can arise here, and just as quickly it can dissipate, but it doesn't have to. It's only another thought that says, that thought has to go away, or it's been here too long. Just another thought. So notice, as any thought arises, any impression, any belief, it's already fully made out of this conscious knowingness, this knowing space of being. It's knowing and it's being. Those are just qualities of the same exact stuff, substance. Doesn't get any closer than this. This is what you've always been, and this is what you've always experienced yourself as. The sense of I amness, or I am, the sense of beingness. It can accommodate any movement of mind. It can accommodate any thought and every thought. Any impression, belief, identity that's ever felt real, solid, or that you felt like you've struggled with has only been made out of this fluidity, this vast, homogeneous substance. That's all there is. So everything is in contact here. Nothing is out of contact. All times and places, all events, everything you know and everything you don't know is all here. It's the form of formlessness, or it's the homogeneous, formless substance of being or identity with no boundary. This is where peace resides. This is where you reside. You are none other than the peace of all knowingness in its unmanifest form, just knowingness before it becomes the known, before it takes the form of a thought or a perception or a belief. This knowingness is always here. This consciousness is always here. Always just this. So rest as that. Don't exert effort. Don't struggle. Don't push or pull. Movement is movement, stillness is stillness. This knowing space can accommodate both simultaneously. Everything is accommodated here. This is full accommodation without resistance. There's no resistance because there's nothing apart, no separateness, no distinctness. Even distinctness is this homogeneous knowingness. So remind yourself to return here frequently. It will calm the polarities. It will calm struggle, resistance. This is refuge. This is home.